Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
The control that Christoph has over his world is total. Everything Truman takes in on a daily basis is designed with a secret purpose. The TV he watches reinforces the message. The media always has headlines directly promoting whatever they want Truman to believe. Even the people that Truman talks to on a daily basis spout the same canned lines and positive affirmations. Propaganda is seeping into every aspect of Truman's life and society.
You think I'm flying somewhere?
Nope.
Oh, good.
A lot like its infiltration of our society. Just like Truman, we're always bombarded with propaganda just to keep us complacently unaware of the delusions of modern ideology. Every day society tells us who we are, what we ought to do, and who our enemies are. Just like Truman, we're encouraged to ignore the clues that we're living in a lie, where we're made to still become wages in the matrix, and then everyone who buys into the societal delusion helps perpetuate it. This means that lots of well-meaning, rational people are swept up to become mouthpieces of a failing system. The cracks are present in both reality and fiction. They just exist solely on the personal level for Truman, rather than the societal level that we're starting to see. But what is the society-wide delusion? Well, in The Truman Show, it's obvious and literal. It's the premise of the movie. The Truman Show is a reality show. But how does this translate into our real world? Well, this is where it gets interesting. The habitus is a tool used by sociologists for describing the ways in which a society's culture functions. Society rests upon an enormous amount of unsaid rules and expectations. These are often performed without thinking about them. It's more like a learned skill than a conscious decision. Bourdieu, the French intellectual who brought the term to prominence, often compared it to sports. People tend to know the rules of the game. For example, it's generally accepted that when you're finished at the supermarket, you return your shopping cart. There's no personal reward or egotistic incentive, it's just a learned polite expectation. In the context of the supermarket though, it's very important. The whole system would collapse without it. Some abstracts of the habitus are nearly invisible because they seem so natural to us. Even your taste in music or food are influenced by the habitus. This is because the cultural expectations that the habitus instills go so deep. They're established.
Wait, is this how the baby hair trend happened? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's on a Monday. You already know what it is. The voice of reason has returned. And we have a deep topic tonight. Very intriguing topic tonight. Gosh, are we capable of an original thought? I want to know. Did anybody see the movie The Truman Show? Starring Jim Carrey, where every aspect of his life was curated. There were actors in the background, and but he was the central focus. Tonight's topic, It's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to tap on it. Tonight's topic, the spiritual Truman Show of relationships. A deeper look at the divine cast that awakens you and your soul growth. You mean to tell me the people have been specifically placed? This is sounding a lot like Shakespeare. The world is a stage and everyone has their entrance and exit. But specifically for me and my experience? 1-800-920-1580. I want to hear what you guys have to think about it. It's going to get deep. The spiritual Truman Show of intimate relationships presents human intimacy as a meticulously orchestrated system rather than a spontaneous romantic occurrence. You think you're choosing these people, right? You think you have the power to choose who you're dating, but maybe you don't. It appears that each person we encounter is intentionally sent to awaken a specific aspect within us, within a highly reflective, relational, intimate environment that is already fine-tuned. This is interesting. Do you believe that we are dating a fit? Someone who fits us? Do you believe that? Dating a fit. Do they fit our wounds or do they fit our truth? I'm interested to know. Is your current partner fitting your wounds, your unhealed, unaddressed, orphaned wounds? Huh? I'm just asking. Or are they fitting the reality of who you are, the truth of who you are, without the wounds? I want to know. This is going to get deep tonight. Again, it appears that each person we encounter is intentionally sent to awaken a specific aspect within us. Again, you've heard me say this ad infinitum. Relationship is a highly reflective environment. But I'm also throwing the caveat that it's fine-tuned for your growth, for your elevation. Much like a universe governed by narrow physical constants. You've heard of Einstein. These narrow physical constants that permit matter, stars, and life to cohere. Attraction, conflict, repetition, and rupture follow the same ratios, not randomness. Your relationships are not random. You didn't just meet somebody randomly. I know you think that, but that's not the case. What appears as chemistry or fate often reflects internal parameters that quietly determine which relational outcome remains viable. Yikes. Einstein's insight into universal constants, right, revealed a cosmos balanced within razor-thin tolerances, right? If you alter one value slightly, the structure collapses completely. Human relationships seem to obey a similar architect or architecture. Attachment strategies, nervous system thresholds, and identity maintenance. That's a big one, right? Behaviors function like constants that shape relational gravity. When these values remain fixed, the surrounding environment compensates with eerie precision. You might have a different partner. You might break up with this person and go with someone else. Different partner enters the scene. The emotional outcome repeats. Precision replaces coincidence. The Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio describe growth that expands through recursive self-similarity. Each iteration carries the imprint of the previous one. Apparently, relationships unfold in the same way. Yikes. Without behavioral revision, in other words, if you're not accountable, if you don't step up and say, something's wrong with me, I got to change the way I think, where did I come from, what am I modeling, what did I model? If you're not dealing with that, right? Without behavioral revision, intimacy reproduces familiar proportions, pursuit and withdrawal, overfunctioning and absence, explanation and endurance. Growth appears to occur, yet the underlying ratio remains intact. Evolution stalls while form persists. Have you ever found yourself dating the same type of person over and over again? Andy, have you found yourself dating the same type of person over and over again? Well, I know I have. Sometimes it'd be scary. And I'd be like, oh no, not you again. Why is that? Right? This dynamic mirrors the Truman Show, not as surveillance like in the movie, but as calibration, right? Alignment of frequency and vibration. Each individual occupies the center frame within a private production where they're the star. Others appear not as props, but as adaptive agents who adjust to stabilize the system. Oh, that's heavy, man. That's heavy stuff. I'm tired of dating the same person, aren't you? Are you in the Truman Show? Are you missing the lessons that have been placed strategically in your life? Right? I'm interested to know. The Truman Show dramatizes a singular human predicament. One individual unknowingly inhabits a meticulously orchestrated world where every relationship, every interaction, and challenge serves a larger narrative arc. If you've been going through relationships, over and over, different people, but same lessons keep coming to the surface, do you think that's by accident? Truman navigates a reality populated by actors who appear ordinary yet function as structural elements within his unfolding journey. How many times have you dated an actor? An intimate thespian, someone performing, right? Show up acting like they want to be with you, but when the rubber meets the road, they can't pull it off. And here you are, fully invested. You're in the Truman Show. What did that person, why was that person placed in your life? And what are they placed in your life to teach you? Right? While the film presents this arrangement as external manipulation, it also reveals a deeper symbolic truth about human development, meaning making, and individuation. Every person occupies the central role within their own life narrative. In other words, the person you're dating is the star of their Truman Show. You're an extra in their life. This is why they can manipulate you and hurt you and use you so easily. I didn't mean to say that. 1-800-920-1580. Consciousness organizes experience from the first person vantage point, right? Gosh, rendering each individual both protagonist and meaning maker within their own unfolding story. At the same time, each person participates as a supporting character within the narrative of others. You're listening to The Truman Show tonight. Is your relationship The Truman Show? Is your husband performing a role that he can't get out of? Protector, provider, husband. But who are you? Is your wife doing the same? 1-800-920-1580. The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a barn burner tonight. Gosh, this reciprocal dynamic mirrors lived reality more accurately than a solitary hero myth. Lives intersect, collide, mentor, wound, provoke, and awaken one another in ways that no isolated journey could possibly produce. Y'all know I love Joseph Campbell. Joseph Campbell described the mentor not as a savior, but as a catalyst. Are you dating a catalyst, a mentor on your journey? What are they the catalyst for? Gosh, someone who appears at a critical threshold to activate latent capacity within the hero. That's what the mentor does. In lived experience, mentors rarely announce themselves. They just show up. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason is on fire already. Are you in an intimate Truman Show? Are you dating an actor? Is the relationship a prop for your ultimate elevation? We're going to find out when we come forward. Let's get it.
It tastes so sweet, sharing our love between sheets.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PATH25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PATH25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PATH25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PATH25.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and Brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to partner with the Empowerment Congress once again for their 34th annual summit. The summit's theme is From Vision to Action, a forum to unlock participatory democracy, and will feature a nonpartisan gubernatorial candidate forum focused on issues of importance to the African American community. The summit is the signature public policy-oriented observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy during the national 3-day holiday weekend that celebrates his life. This year's summit will be held on Saturday, January 17th, 2026 at the California Science Center in Exposition Park from 9 to 11 a.m. Admission is free, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. All major announced candidates for California governor for the Democratic and Republican Party nominations have been invited to participate in the candidate forum, which will be moderated by Tavis Smiley. An all-star panel of journalists will pose questions to the candidates, and the forum will be broadcast live on KBLA Talk 1580. This is going to be a big year for local, state, and national politics. The political pulse of 2026 beats on KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, I don't think he made it up. I think Helio obviously was a great warrior as well as a great jiu-jitsu teacher, but he had this philosophy on existence and that you had to live your life and do the right things always. And if you didn't, you would come back again and do it all over again.
Well, the Vedic system is similar, but it's not the exact. You don't get born as Joe Rogan again, living a parallel life and like, oh, I didn't take out the garbage that day. I should have taken out the garbage. It'd more be like, according to your desires and your activities and your thoughts and the people you associate with, you moved up psychically. You got a little more degraded, or we either upgrade or degrade. Basically, it was similar.
Do you think of yourself like that? Do you think, like, when you think of yourself and your fortune and the interesting life you've carved out, do you feel like your past life has had some sort of an impact on who you are right now?
For sure.
For sure, huh?
For sure.
Really? Why are you so sure?
Well, it's just sort of like my worldview is that there's not a randomness, that everything is building upon something. In the same way I'm building upon tomorrow today.
So you
and
feel
I'm
like
building on next week by I act this week. And you could take it bigger and bigger and bigger. So in that sense it makes sense. But there's a little bit more of a leap of faith, like, and I'm building up to a climax where it will take another body, or I'm coming from a place where I have some talents. We call them your God-given gifts, or my daughter is a gifted artist. But the idea is that it's been a practice that we've been practicing. And
No, I'm starting to get it now. So, you hear me say this a lot. No wasted movement in the universe. The universe is very economical. We talked about Einstein's universal constants, right? We talked about it all. I hear the perspective. He's saying this life built upon older lives, other lives lived. I get it. So now you're telling me everybody that's placed in this current life is here to teach me something? Remind me of a life once forgotten? So relationships aren't just about chilling. Like I had a woman tell me a few months ago, can we just talk about the silly stuff in relationships? This is literally about 6 or 7 months ago. Can we talk about just the superficial things? I want to know. I want to know what you think. I think this is very intriguing. The Truman Show metaphor makes sense to me, right? It makes sense to me. The Truman Show. Are we in relationships with people that are extras? Well, maybe supporting casts. Very interesting. I love the way it's framed around Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. Joseph Campbell described the mentor not as a savior, but as a catalyst, someone who appears at a critical threshold to activate latent capacity within the hero. In lived experience, our relationship mentors rarely announce themselves as such. They may arrive disguised as lovers, rivals, parents, adversaries, healers, or even temporary companions. Some nurture growth through wisdom and care. Others initiate transformation through friction, loss, or rupture. Each encounter, regardless of emotional tone, participates in the same developmental function: the refinement of identity and the expansion of consciousness. Do we really see relationship as a tool, a vehicle for the expansion of consciousness, or do we see it primarily as an escape from self through sex, right? Through orgasmic release, through distraction, travel, food, nightclubs, drugs? I'm just saying, for most people, right? Do we see it as this tool for the expansion of consciousness? I don't think many people get into relationships to expand their conscious. From an anthropological and psychological perspective, human beings develop through relational mirrors. When I come through, I want to know about your Truman Show. Call the Voice of Reason and share your thoughts. Who are your supporting characters?
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey says there's a deep mistrust of federal agencies following last week's deadly ICE shooting.
There is deep mistrust because so many of the things that we are hearing are not true.
Speaking on NBC's Meet the Press, Frey called for state agencies to join the investigation as protests continue over the death of 37-year-old Renee Good, and local leaders dispute the federal version of events. President Trump is criticizing the Civil Rights Act of 1964, saying it led to white people, quote, being very badly treated, end quote, and caused reverse discrimination. He pointed to the Supreme Court's 2023 affirmative action ruling to defend his stance. And Tiana Taylor made history at the 83rd Annual Golden Globe Awards, winning Best Supporting Actress for one battle after another. In her speech, she shared an empowering message about self-worth and representation for women of color. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader. If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Not everything announces itself. Some things simply arrive, and the room is compelled to adjust. This is grooming without apology, without noise, without compromise. Gods and money, organic formulations, clean precision, crafted for skin that does not ask for permission to be felt. Element Cream, a rare hydration layered like an oud at dusk, measured, enduring, unmistakably masculine, moisturizing oil, a quiet revolution, restoring what stress, climate, and time attempts to claim. This is not skincare. It is composure made visible. It is inevitability. Gods and money exist impeccably. Discover the ritual at godsandmoney.com. That's godsandmoney, MONY.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's a sweet little
a lot of times what they forget is that a multitude of different Earths already exist. Right here, right now, side by side, we only see what we're attuned to. But as Bashar sort of described, it's already splitting to the point where you may be seeing people that are not vibrationally compatible with what you prefer, but that doesn't mean you're actually still in their reality. It's almost like there's a glass partition. And they're on that side and you're on this side, and you can still see and choose to be affected by what they're saying. They can still see you and choose to be affected by what you're saying.
Right.
But you can't actually necessarily experience the reality they're experiencing if you don't prefer to. But he says that's going to get more and more and more distinct. So it's almost like train tracks leaving the station in a multitude of directions. Pretty soon the trains will be so far apart you won't see them anymore. All you'll see are the ones that are on the train with you.
Very interesting. That was Bashar. You know, Bashar is different. That's the guy who has his eyes closed talking. You know, he's supposed to be channeling some higher dimension. And he's saying, I think he's talking about M theory, you know, multiple universes, multiple yous, the multiverse. Interesting perspective. But I do believe that the people that come into your life are here to teach you. And sometimes that lesson is a painful lesson. But even though it's painful, even though it's jarring, they still should be labeled as mentors. I know people don't want to hear that. You know how much you have a lot of unforgiveness out here. I can feel it coming back to me. Right? A lot of unforgiveness. But yeah, even the people that hurt you are a type of mentor if that difficult relationship led to some type of understanding. Right? We develop through relational mirrors. Attachment patterns, trauma imprints, and symbolic roles emerge through interaction rather than isolation. Doesn't mean we can't get it in isolation, but relationships bring something out of us in a unique way. No encounter occurs without consequence. Souls are touching. Souls are merging, right? The psyche encodes each relational exchange as information. Sometimes as nourishment. Have you ever been in a nourishing relationship? Sometimes as famine. Have you ever been in a relationship that was emotionally in an emotional famine, in a spiritual famine, in a mental, physical famine? 1-800-920-1580. Let's get it. Let's get it. I want to talk to folk. Sometimes, and I would say most times, relationships are an initiation of sorts. We're going to get my caller in here real quick and let's see what they think. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Attila from Houston, Texas decided to join the discussion. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic? The Truman Show, the spiritual Truman Show of intimate relationships. Do you have a cast of characters that have taught you lessons? Not in a surveillance, stalking kind of way, but they're in your life for a reason, and they showed up and they are teaching you something. Explain.
100%. 100%. I think it's hard to grasp the concept, like you said, when you are in a space of lack or not grateful for even the dark times that people bring you. But 100% yes.
And have those interactions been painful?
Some.
And you've had some
good, some bad.
There
I'm
we
open
go.
to it all, yeah.
I want to see this is what I want to see. I want to see the difference between what the good ones felt like and then, what the bad ones felt like, and which ones, I guess, which of the lessons were more impactful? Did you learn more from the negative ones, or did you learn more from the positive ones, or was it equal?
Ooh, I would say I feel like when I was younger, I learned more from the negative ones. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to appreciate the positive ones a lot more. I think there was a part of me that was a bit spoiled, like spiritually spoiled, because I feel like I've always been protected.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a sense, like, getting through the negative ones helped me appreciate the positive experiences. I'm like, okay, you know what, this makes sense. I see why I needed to go through that to appreciate this moment, because I might not have been as grateful at the time.
No, you know what's ill about what you're saying? I've been trying to explain this to people for the longest. Like, individuation is an individual process. Self-realization is an individual process. And yes, these role of or these cast of characters come into our lives to kind of mirror our progress or lack thereof, but they can never do the work, right? They can never do it for you. So what's interesting to me is we keep choosing folk that we think are safe, that we think are kind of like not a part of the setup or the set, so to speak. But really, we're the star of our own life, and the people that come into our lives are designed to trigger something in us that makes us wake up in some way. Now, my question to you is, when was the last time that happened, and what was the lesson that was learned?
Ooh, I would say recently, probably like in the last few months. But I would say the biggest lesson that I took from that situation was that you have to, in the process of learning to appreciate your own individuation process, you have to give other people that same space. So,
but how do you know?
I think in a way I was crowding their space. Say what now?
I was just saying, how do you know? Like, how do you know to give them their own space until you kind of learn that lesson to kind of fall back?
Well, I think in my case, I had to have several power moments with this person, several heartbreaks with the same person, if that makes sense. And then it clicked. I was like, okay, I need to allow you to have your own process. And that's literally what I did. I mean, within a conversation with this person, I was like, no, I understand your process. I see what's about to happen because we've already kind of been through this before. And instead of me behaving in the same way that I had before, it finally clicked. I said, I got to do something different.
No, stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. This is getting good. When we come forward, the voice of reason, going back to Texas, I got to get the rest of this story.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let's do it. All week, 9 to 5 for my money. So when the weekend comes, I can go get live with the honey. Rolling down the street, I saw this girl when she was pumping. I winked my eyes, got into the rock.
There's the real truth of what you are, and then there's the illusion of a separate self, which is you protecting yourself, doing what you can to add to your life because you're under the illusion you're not complete as is, and you're also under the illusion that things can take from your life. But what life's really doing is it's doing what it can to help you see reality and dissolve the separate self. So people that you have conflicts with, issues with money, all of these things are here to show you it's only chiseling at your small, separate self. That doesn't actually exist. But you'll notice what gets scared is an energy that can be transcended. When you face the deep thing that you're scared to face, if it's truly your soul's highest, you'll notice that the thing that was scared will eventually dissolve because you'll realize that it wasn't you. And the more you do this work, the more you'll realize this whole world is here to help you dissolve the false, protective survival self so you can meet the true self that you are.
Listen, that's Kyle Cease, right? And Kyle Cease, he be cooking. But now, just listening to him, I understand what that lady was trying to tell me 7 months ago. So this is what we got to... Listen, man. I know spirit work is hard. Self-work is hard. So we want to turn intimate relationships into a type of resort, a love resort. We want good feeling and good fun, but sometimes it's fleeting. And I think it's more fleeting the less healed we are. There might be intensity, there might be sex, there might be dinners and hanging out, but I don't think the satisfaction level reaches the level it's supposed to when you're unhealed. I have a caller on the line. I want to get him in here. Attila, get back in here. Attila,
yes.
I'm very interested to know.
Mm-hmm.
When you've been listening to the show for quite some time now. So
yeah, it's been a minute.
So when you tap into relationships now,
mm-hmm.
what are you looking for the next lesson, or are you looking for safety, comfort, predictability? Like how do you approach it now?
I think I automatically expect a lesson. I don't necessarily hunt for it or look for it. I kind of just allow it. That's where I'm trying to be. I would say that's that's where I'm trying to arrive at, is to just allow whatever happens. It's kind of like you and I talked about the other day. I hope that answers your question.
So you're open to whatever comes from the situation, but you're not necessarily looking for a lesson.
Correct.
Okay.
Because I know, like, I think anybody can teach you. Like, to me, the lesson appears when you're ready. Like they say, when the student when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Yes.
I think that relationships function in that same way, because any relationship you have can be that.
So how do you fight hypervigilance, cynicism, skepticism going into the situation, especially if you're a little bit aware, right? If you have some awareness, you're like, oh my God, what's going to come out of this situation next? How do you like kind of defend against like your own negative projection of what the relationship could be?
Well, I think it's one thing to acknowledge that you may have a negative projection or a fear about something, and it's another thing to ruminate and sit in it. I don't ruminate and sit in negativity anymore when it comes to relationships, because in a sense, I think you can kind of outpicture that. Like, you can kind of bring that to the scenario through your rumination and through that defensiveness. So I think that's the whole point of allowing. But I don't just act like it's not there either. There's nothing wrong with me saying, I feel in my spirit that this feels really familiar and I'm uncomfortable. And that's it.
Right. But then could we add a third caveat piece there, which is sometimes it's okay, to have that I won't say hypervigilance, but I would say that awareness that it could be something negative, especially if it's something that has repeated. So I'm going to ask you this question.
Well, I'm saying you feel it, but I'm not going to attach to that. Of course it's okay, because it's just like being angry, right? Like, if you're upset about something, you're upset. Nobody has to tell you that, right? You feel it, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit in it. I'm not, recently, for example, I was involved in a car accident, and it really, really, bothered me for a very, very long time. Again, it took me a minute to get over it. I had to talk to several people, and even in talking to people, that wasn't even necessarily what got me to finally calm down and just let go of the reality of the situation. It was just me being okay with it, just saying, like, you know what? It is what it is.
Right, right. And we live in a society right now that the cutoff game is so quick. If I don't get what I think I deserve, if I don't get, something that is positive, the cutoff game, we don't stay long enough to understand why we were visited by a particular experience. And I just think we're very impatient. Why do you think that is now?
Because you want what you want. And if the ego says, I have to get away in order to survive, that's what you're going to do. Theo says it sounds robotic. It's not robotic. It's feeling, Theo. I'm not thinking anything. I'm feeling it. And I'm allowing the feeling. That is being. That's sitting in it. I'm not doing anything. I'm not distracting myself, right? And I think that's very, very important. You can acknowledge something, and you can say, yeah, you know what? I'm upset, and this bothers me. But that doesn't mean that you spend, the rest of your time ruminating, trying to find justifications for the way that you feel. All of that, to me, is very egoic. When you have to get several opinions, you know what I mean?
Now, see, you're very young, right? So my question to you now is, what do you think relationships are for? That's what I'm interested in.
Relationships are to mature you. They're all of them.
But will you allow relationships to mature you? And how do you go about that?
I just told you. I think the only way to truly mature is to be able to observe and not constantly try to act and fix and question and ruminate. I think until you can get to that space, you're not going to mature, because, or at least you're going to be like feeling a little bit stagnant. It'll feel stagnant to you at that point.
Wait.
And you'll constantly, like I said, look for reassurance and affirmation.
Wait, are you saying that fixing and correcting others is really coming out of a deficit? Healed people...
100%. Within you.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Finish. I don't want to... Go ahead.
Yes, it's the deficit within you. There's some part of you that has to feel validated in your response instead of just being okay with sitting with it. Right? You need to validate the fact that I'm angry. I need you to make it okay for me instead of just allowing it.
Man, we getting somewhere. So you, as a youngster, you see relationship as this space, right? To not only heal oneself, but to actually spiritually mature or psychologically mature or realign, reorient oneself back to a space of healing. You think that's what the environment is for. But you gotta acknowledge your generation sees it a little bit different. Don't respond. When we come forward, I'm going back to Houston, Texas, because you know what? That girl got a skillet out right now, and she cooking. She got the spices and everything.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey says there's a deep mistrust of federal agencies following last week's deadly ICE shooting.
There is deep mistrust because so many of the things that we are hearing are not true.
Speaking on NBC's Meet the Press, Frey called for state agencies to join the investigation as protests continue